there, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for anyone who's new, hi, I am Nimz and I really hope you will stick around by simply hitting the subscribe button. Iko tu hapo chini. So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a wig for under 500 bob. And we're actually going to count everything, like the budget of everything I'm going to show you. That way you know it's not clickbait. Everything, I swear, everything is just going to be under 500 shillings. So for anyone who's like, where do I know this outfit from? It's because I've just come from filming the video that you guys have just watched. Yeah, I think you guys will watch that one before this one. So if you feel like the outfit is familiar, it's because you've seen it in a previous video. And for anyone who hasn't caught that video, it's a DIY on how I made the prettiest straw bag. So I'm going to leave you a link down below, so go watch that video. Now, coming back to this particular video, I think what I'm going to do is show you guys the items. And before we do that, this is also a wig, and I felt wigs are something I've been making for a while, more specifically crochet wigs, and I felt like maybe I should show you guys how I make one of them, because I wanted to make it anyway, just to switch things up between this one and the other wig. And I thought, why not share the tutorial with you guys? That way you also learn how to make a wig for yourselves and save on those coins, especially during this times of corona where most people are like really skeptical about going to a salon. Then maybe learning how to crochet is really important. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and I'm going to tell you how much everything costs. That way you see how affordable everything is, because I'm all about saving my coins, honestly. So I learn how to do most things on my own, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, when it comes to making a wig, is obviously you need hair. So the hair I'm going to be using today is this right here. So inaitwa Rio Carnival, yeah, and it's in the color number 2/27, and it's from Angels. I think that's the information you need, and it's long, yeah, Rio Carnival, long, 227, Angels. That's the information you need. So I'm one of those people who usually stick with going for color number 1, number 2, or 1/33. Like this wig, for instance, this is a color 1/33. But I decided to play around with color and try the blonde kind of look. So this is like, it has a blonde feel to the ends. So yeah, it's up to you. So I'm going to be using 2 packs of this hair, and that's going to be more than enough for making my crochet wig. So I think the one thing I would say, if you want to use this kind of hair but you don't find this one specifically, the other ones that you can use are Spanish bulk, or you could try Jamaican bulk, or you could try Samba, or you could try, there's another one that I'm forgetting, but I'm going to list it down here if I remember. So those are the other alternatives that work just as good as this, because they have pretty much the same curl pattern. So yeah. Oh, and I'm almost forgetting the most important part, which is this hair cost me, I don't know if you guys can see that, cost me 160 shillings per pack, which means I ended up spending 320 shillings on the hair, and that's pretty much all you need. You'll be sorted with just 2 packs of this hair. And if you buy it from Best Lady, I think it's going to be cheaper by maybe like 20 shillings or so. So yeah, 320 shillings on the hair. So the next item you'll need for this is, you'll need a wig cap, obviously. So this is it right here. And it looks super tiny, but it stretches out really, really nicely. Let me show you guys. So it comes with like holes in it, and that's what you'll use to crochet the hair. So this one goes for 50 shillings pretty much internationally. By that I mean any beauty supply store you go to, a supermarket, they'll all be selling it for 50 bob. Kwa street, actually, those mamas out on the street, they sell this for 50 bob. So yeah, that's the next thing you need, a wig cap. Yeah. So lastly, for a wig, you need to have a mannequin head. And mannequin heads are a bit pricey, well, depending on which one you're using. Okay, they're probably the most expensive thing you're going to use in a tutorial on how to make a wig. Maybe after the hair, it depends on what kind of hair you're using, because if you're using human hair, then it's definitely going to be more expensive. But in a normal setup, The mannequin head is probably the most expensive thing, but it's a one-time purchase. But I don't have the 2,500 to be buying a mannequin head right now at this current moment in time. So I'm assuming it's around that price. It's an estimate of between 1,500 to 2,500. So what I decided to do, or what I usually do whenever I'm making a wig, is I improvise by making a DIY wig cap. And how, not wig cap really, more of a DIY mannequin head. So how I do that is I make one at really cheap. So this is my DIY mannequin head. So I've already put the cap on just to show you guys what it looks like. So the purpose of a mannequin head is it stretches out your wig cap, and then you can start the crocheting process, plus you can see everything. So I made this one for, get this, 10 shillings, and like I said, a proper one is like 2,500. Quite a, like, that is like quite the save, right? So I'm going to leave the video I used to make the mannequin head down below, because I followed a YouTube tutorial. The 10 shillings I spent was actually just to buy the balloon. The circular shape is because I've used the balloon, and then after that I used newspapers, and then we have this container, which is just to give the mannequin head a base so that it can stand on its own like that. And that was literally it. So just go watch the video if you want to learn how to make a mannequin head. And I think that's pretty much everything. So I think we can now get into the video. So let's get started. So obviously I started by pre-parting the hair, and in order to do this easily and without losing the curl pattern of the hair, then you need to use a little bit of styling gel on the hair, not like the kinky type. Just I used the Movit one. I believe it's called the curl activator. That's what I used, because it will help you maintain the curl pattern of the hair when you're splitting it into smaller sections. In addition to that, what I do is, when it comes to where to start the hair, I always start from the back, and then I work my way towards the front of the wig cap or the mannequin head. That's because when you start from the back, it's easier for you to manage how much hair you're using. Because at the back you need kidogo hair, and then as you work your way towards the front of the wig, you end up using way more hair. So what you do is you start from a few holes above the band of the wig cap. You're going to see that as we continue. So you start a bit higher from there, and then you're going to use your crochet hook to hook about 6 holes together. So you start from the first hole. From the first hole, then you grab another 6 upwards, and then you pull those together to make it one. And then that's what you now use to crochet one strand of the hair together. And then what you're going to do from there onwards is you basically continue to space it out both horizontally and then vertically as well. If I'm failing in the explanation, then just pay attention to what I'm doing. Sometimes kizungu ni ngumu, so yeah, just ignore what I'm saying and focus on what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. So yeah, you're going to see that as we go further above, as we work our way towards the top of the mannequin head and the front, we're going to use less spacing. Another thing is, when you start from the back, it's because the hair that's at the front is going to fall to the back, obviously, right? So what that means is you're going to end up covering the back anyway with all the hair that's at the front. So you don't really need that much hair at the back. Plus, too much hair ends up being too bulky, and it's going to be too big of a wig, and you need it to look realistic. So don't use too much hair at the back. So this area right here is what we call the crown of your head, or the crown of your wig cap. It's what will go on the crown of your actual head, and from this point onwards all the way to the front is where you need to concentrate on building up on the hair in terms of volume, which means you need to space it out less. So from here onwards is what I was talking about, the spacing being 4 to about 3 holes per braid. So that basically means we're about to switch things up, and from here onwards we're going to start working with a spacing of about 4 to 3 holes per braid. So you're going to see that as we continue, but the procedure is pretty much the same as when we started. You hook the hair in, and then you latch the braid, and then you pull through, and then you'll go ahead and knot the hair once. But if the one knot doesn't feel secure enough to you, then you can knot it again, and that's pretty much it. It's a really simple procedure to follow, so I hope the step by step and the video being in actual time and in actual speed is helpful for you guys to see what is happening step by step. Okay, so the last tip I want to share is when you're working your way towards the front, the pieces of hair are going to get smaller in terms of like the thickness. Utatumia nywele kidogo sana. That way it blends seamlessly into the wig cap, and especially when you get to the very front where you're crocheting into the actual wig band, because you need to do that at the front so that you cover the wig band. Use very thin strands of hair when you get there.